Hello everyone!
Hello. So this is the first video of our couple channel. I'm Kit.
I'm Jace.
And we are the couple.
So we both use they, them, their pronouns. I refer to Kit by gender neutral things like partner, date mate, things like that. Kit calls me girlfriend because that's just how our preferences work. Yeah.
Today, for like a little introduction, we're going to be doing the couple tag. It's not really like, we didn't pull it from anywhere. Well, we pulled it from like multiple sources, so it's
We didn't want to answer questions about which one of you likes sports because we're theater kids.
Yeah, those answers would be when, where, and how did we meet? So there were a bunch of different like different ways we met until like we were officially meeting.
Until we were officially met.
The first time, well, I saw them
On stage.
Not
for anything fun.
No, because they are an orientation leader at the school that we both attend, and so
They just transferred. They're not a freshman.
No, thank God. And then later, once I had enrolled and I was like in the school, I was having trouble getting into a building, so my friend like stopped them on the sidewalk and was like, "How do we get in?"
She like yelled at me from across the street. It was really funny.
And then officially we started talking on Tinder.
But we met a little bit beforehand. Like I think that's kind of helped. Why are we both saying like that? That's kind of helped. They kind of helped like how we matched on Tinder. I think is because we kind of knew each other. I am the secretary of our theater group on campus, and we held a social at the beginning of the year for people to find out about the theater group, where we watched Into the Woods because we were performing that show that year. And Kit came with your friends.
Yep.
And I was there and I was babbling a lot probably because I get a little manic at those meetings. And then we had our like official like general meetings for the theater group where I was running for secretary. Like I was a different position before it. And Kit voted for me.
Hey, because you were cute.
Is that legitimately why?
Not the only reason, but it was
up there.
Yeah.
And then when we matched on Tinder, that gave them a good reason to message me and say congrats.
Yep.
But yeah, that's how we started talking as Tinder.
Who was the first to verbally say I love you? That was you. So for Into the Woods, they were in charge of the fundraising table. And there was like a fundraising thing where you could buy flowers for a cast member, and I was a cast member.
We were dating at this point.
Yeah, we were dating.
It wasn't weird.
And you could write like a message, and they sent me flowers, and
I had to deliver them. So I was delivering them for everyone because that's what happens when you're in charge of fundraising. And so I was delivering them, and I was like yelling at people. And I was gonna get the other girl who was helping me to say the message.
The message was "I love you."
Yeah.
And that was like the first time that they had said.
And I was gonna get someone else to do it, but then it ended up being I had the paper and we had the flowers, so I handed them over and said, Kit, you have 2 flowers from Jace, and their message is I love you.
Yeah.
And it was really funny because it was in front of like a few of our friends and stuff, and
It was really cute.
Like they were freaking out. What?
No brands.
No brands. Purified water brand.
When is your anniversary? Our anniversary of when we like sat down and like, okay, we are dating now.
All right.
Because we were like going on dates, but not like official yet.
Well, the night before we officially like became like a Facebook official, I had referred to us as friends, and you were like, oh. Like, you were like, oh, we're friends. And I was like, I don't know what you want. And I was like, oh, we're people who are close and go on dates and kiss. And you're like, yeah. And then we were texting about, like, if we wanted more or something. And I was like, can I come over? And you're like, I'm in bed. And I'm like, all right. Because I was going to come over and be like, do you want to be official? Because I didn't want to do it over text.
So it was October 26th.
27th.
No, it was the 26th. Damn. Yeah, so it's October 26th is when we like were officially like, okay, we are dating now.
I remember it because it was the
Do you remember it?
I remember it as the Thursday before Halloween because, well, granted, in this one year, it's the Thursday before Halloween because I was gonna go out drinking that night, but I didn't because I wanted to spend it with my new partner.
How do you each define your sexuality?
Why are you looking at me?
Because you're gonna go first.
Okay, so I identify as a non-binary lesbian. I'm gonna be making videos on my own channel about the history of non-binary lesbians and how they are a thing, but basically they're a thing, so a lot of it is my only attraction to women and women-aligned folks, or people with some connection to womanhood strictly, and my lack of attraction to people aligned with men, etc. And then being a lesbian is like my only connection to womanhood, really. So it's like I'm binary lesbian.
And mine's much simpler. I'm just bisexual. I like anyone. I find attraction towards anyone of any alignment and any gender identity. What's a typical date night? So basically, we have very few options because neither of us drive, and we both live.
Yeah, I just got my permit.
And we both live on campus, so we can only go really where the school bus shuttle goes. And so usually our date nights are Panera and Target.
I love Target.
We love Target.
So much. Target sponsor us. They're trying to be like super pro LGBT now. So
Hey!
yeah. But sometimes like we go to the mall. Not often. Sometimes there's PetSmart.
Because I like to buy fish.
We got tattoos together.
Oh yeah, we did over the winter break. We got tattoos together.
Not matching ones because that's a little too soon for that.
But we did each get our own tattoos, but on the same day at the same place.
By the same guy.
The same guy.
And then we
Love
got haircuts together.
We have some non-conventional dates.
Yeah, we're excited to start vlogging about those too.
Yes.
We have some plans involving TGI Fridays and veggie burgers.
Who's your couple goals?
We each have like couple goals. Do you want to? Yeah.
Jenna and Julian, because oh my god, we are them.
I was asking my friends for like advice on like suggestions of what they would like to see on a couple channel, and I was like, essentially what we're trying to do is become gay Jenna and Julian, and they're like, all right, that's fair.
So yes, that's us.
I also really look up to Sophia Nygaard and Tyler. Oh, Tyler, I think his last name is Williams, actually.
Oh my god.
They're just really cute together, and they have a cat, and like, I don't know, I really like that she does like all her makeup videos, and he's super into it, and like does makeup with her. Like, I love it. Like, fuck you, toxic masculinity.
And then also, of course, Kelly and Yorkie
From San Junipero.
Which leads us into our next question. Do you have a couple song? Which one of our first, do we have? No, okay. So one of our first like dates was we watched San Junipero together. I had already seen from the Black Mirror episode, and I had already seen it, and I wanted to show them it. And so the song in that is "Heaven Is a Place on Earth" by Belinda Carlisle.
Belinda, I couldn't remember her name.
And so that's like our song.
And I cried, and I was like, why the fuck did you want to watch something that involved crying?
I didn't cry. But it's really good, and everyone should watch San Junipero.
It's really...
How did your first kiss happen? Who initiated it? I initiated our first kiss. So we don't live in the same... We live on the same campus, but we don't live in the same building.
Literally right next door to each other.
Yeah, but like different buildings. So I was bringing them to their building, and...
After one of our other possible first dates.
Yeah, there's a whole... Any of them could have been our first date, but we weren't official yet. But
that's like after we had talked about like, do you want to be like cuddly and affectionate and
yeah,
stuff?
do we want to like go on dates?
Yeah, and so it was like... But
so
they were dropping me off, and we
Yeah.
kissed outside my building.
Yeah, and I initiated it.
You did. It was really funny, because like, there's like a minor height difference, like it's not too...
I'm
bad.
5'7" and they're 5'.
2'5'3", so it's like a little bit, but
So it's
but it was like cute, and like I think like in that, like I picture you as like super tall in that moment because I had to like lean up like on my tippy toes sometimes, and like I don't know, it was super romantic.
oh Choose one word to describe each other.
Oh, I didn't think.
Oh, I didn't think this through. I'm gonna go strong.
That's mine. I call you strong.
Uh-huh.
You sure showed me. Fuck.
That's the word.
No. I think I'm gonna use. No, fuck it. I'm just gonna say brave because it's a simple word, but it also means a lot. Hey.
And the last question is pass on one piece of relationship advice.
For me, a lot of what I've been learning, because I've been in more relationships than Kit has, but not all of them have been very good. And so what I've been learning, because I really want this to be a good relationship, is to try to minimize gut reactions. Because for me, my gut reaction a lot of the time is to get upset. I feel things very strongly. And so I'm trying to minimize my gut reactions in order to work on talking things out. So a lot of it is just, I guess, to put in simple terms, my piece of relationship advice is to don't react immediately and take time to talk things out.
I think for me, it's learn to trust your partner because I have a lot of trust issues, as many people do. And so I don't automatically want to go to them with my problems and with things that I don't trust other people with. And I've learned that it's okay to trust the person that you are in love with.
Aww, cheesy.
And that it does help to talk to people, especially your date mate, your girlfriend. Okay, so those are all of our questions.
That's what we have for now.
We both are making our own individual channels. Do you want to say what your channel's going to be about?
What it's going to be about, yes. I don't have a name yet. So my channel is going to be primarily about LGBT history, as that's my academic focus. I also want to touch upon sociological issues. So yeah, I have a few things in store.
My channel, it's called Kit's Days, and it is going to be mainly about mental health, because that is my academic focus. And yes, it's going to be about mental health, different mental disorders, different coping mechanisms, and just the world of mental health.
And you'll probably catch me invading their videos.
Probably. Okay, so thank you so much for watching, and please subscribe, and
I don't know how to put a button.
yeah, me neither. Links to our channels might be in the description.
If we make them in time.
If we make them in time.
Who knows?
Okay, thank you, and see you guys next time.